President Trump at the news conference in New York on Wednesday. Evan Vucci AP, by Jennifer Rubin. Jennifer Rubin, opinion writer reporting from a center-right perspective. Email bio follow opinion writer September 27 at 9 a.m. You had to watch it to believe it. President Trump, in an 80-minute news conference, provided the full spectrum of Trumpian syndromes, the insistence on reducing all international relations to "he's my friend" or "he likes me," his reflexive lying, the UN General Assembly attendees, he falsely insisted, were laughing with him, not at him, the self-contradictions, claiming women accusing Judge Brett M. Kavanaugh of sexual misconduct were part of a con job, but allowing that he might decide they were truthful after listening to one of the accusers, his moral vacuity, no FBI investigation, because it would not change Democrats' minds, as though Republicans might not be enlightened, and the search for truth meaningless, his indecisiveness, once ready to fire Deputy Attorney General Rod J. Rosenstein. Trump now says he may stick around, and the non-stop self-congratulations about matters small and large. No matter how many times a non-fact is easily debunked, he won the women's vote, no, just white women, he'll never stop repeating it. Throw in most damning to him and his Supreme Court nominee was the president's emphatic agreement that sexual misconduct accusations against him, which he falsely said numbered only 4, and then falsely said the accusers received money, absolutely influenced his thinking. In other words, as an accused sexual predator, he has sympathy for another accused sexual predator. This is not being a helpful character witness, I suppose that's what it is, and, moreover, it forces Republicans into a position where they seem to be vindicating both Trump and Kavanaugh. It also didn't help Kavanaugh that Trump essentially said he would withdraw Kavanaugh's nomination if his accuser did better than he on television. The nominee, therefore, risks going out and being pulled, essentially for being bad on TV, with the public left to think Trump believed his accuser to be truthful. On the foreign policy front, the president claimed that he rejected a meeting with Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. He then revealed he has a childlike belief in his ability to get Iran to give up its nuclear program. It doesn't matter what world leaders think on Iran. Iran's going to come back to me, and they're going to make a good deal, I think, maybe not, deals, you never know. But they're suffering greatly. They're having riots in every city, far greater than they were during the Green period with President Barack Obama, far greater. When President Obama stuck up for government, not the people, he probably would have had a much different Iran, had he not done that. But I'm sticking up for the people. I'm with the people of Iran. But here's the thing, they have rampant inflation. Their money is worthless. Everything is going wrong. They have riots in the street. You can't buy bread. You can't do anything. It's a disaster. At some point, I think they're going to want to come back, and they're going to say, hey, can we do something? And very simple, I just don't want them to have nuclear weapons. That's all. Is that too much to ask? I don't want them to have nuclear weapons. I want them to have a great economy. Got that? His discourse on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict was possibly less coherent. A taste. I'd love to be able to make a deal with the Israelis and the Palestinians. You know, my whole life I was told that's the toughest deal. And I disagree. I think healthcare is probably tougher. Okay, you want to know the truth. But it is tough, but we're going to take care of that too. That's going to get taken care of. We've already taken care of a lot of it. But my life I've always heard the deal between, as you know, Israel and the Palestinians, that's like the toughest deal. Every possible thing is tough about that. I think we're going to make a deal. I think we're going to make a deal. So at one of our many meetings today, I was with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, a man who I have a lot of respect for. A man who's been extremely nice to me, very happy that I did the whole thing with Jerusalem and the embassy, which by the way we got open in 4 months for less than $500,000, and the budget was over $1 billion. So we saved, let's say, $1 billion, that's not so bad. And it's open, and it's beautiful by the way, Jerusalem stone, one of my favorite stones. I will tell you the question somebody said today. Well, this is the first news conference in a long time. I said, what do you mean? I did like 5 today. Every time I sit I take a lot of questions from people that are screaming like maniacs in the back of the room, meaning reporters. And one of the reporters, I won't say that it was John Roberts that said that, our issues, PH. But but that's okay, don't feel guilty, John. But one of the reporters that was screaming asked about the one-state, two-state, and I said I think the two-state will happen. I think it's one way more difficult, because it's a real estate deal, because you need meets and bounds, and you need lots of carve-outs and lots of everything. It's actually a little tougher deal, but another way it works better, because you have people governing themselves, and so they asked me about that. I said, well, I think the two-state will happen. I think we're going to go down the two-state road. And I'm glad I got it out of Jared Kushner, who's so involved. He loves Israel. He loves Israel. But he's also going to be very fair with the Palestinians. He understands it takes 2 people to be happy, 2 groups of people to be happy. Everybody's got to be happy, and that's why it's so tough, because there's been so much hatred and anger for so many years. That's what probably the number 1 ingredient of toughness is. Oh my. One can understand why his top foreign policy officials have been known to call him an idiot or a moron. The main takeaway, however, was that he loves the media attention, craves it, no matter how frequently he insults them. He plainly thinks he's killing it. Little does he know, it's not just UN delegates who are laughing at him.